You need a motion to start, I mean, no, you just need to adjourn,
All right.
start a meeting.
Start a meeting.
Mhm.
All right. So call meeting to orders for regular meeting to order. Can I get the, bank balances, please?
First we'll do roll call.
Good.
Yes. Dan Arvidson,
Present.
Elizabeth Craig. Here. Scott Baker,
Here.
Tony Craig,
Here.
Claude Lang,
Here.
Jennifer Little. Present. All present are accounted for, Mayor Craig, may begin the meeting.
All right. So can I get the bank balances, please?
Yes, you may. As of today, November 3rd. General fund, $792,557.36. Sewer operations, $500,835.76. Municipal court, $13,101.47. Corrections, $2,604.61. Cash bond, $2,504.62. Judicial training fund, $9,134.28. 4 and 5 cent gas, $40,977.27. 7 cent gas, $261.57. Rebuild Alabama, $7,283.86. Sewer security deposits, $110,869.22. Sewer tap, $63,726.20. Capital savings, $68,482.59, for a grand total of $1,612,338.81.
Can I get a motion to accept the minutes as written and the bank balances, please?
Make a motion to accept the minutes and bank balances as written.
All right, I've got a motion from Councilman Lane, do I have a second? Second, Councilwoman Craig, all in.
Wait, a roll call vote will be Dan Arvidson,
Yay.
Elizabeth seconded, Scott Baker,
Yay.
Mayor Craig,
Yay.
Claude motioned, Jennifer Little. Yay. Okay, all in favor, Mayor.
All right. Next item on the agenda.
Ordinance number 25 oh wait, I'm sorry. The next item on the agenda is a presentation by the Planning Commission. I believe Chairman Jason Denny is available. Mr. Denny, if you'd approach the podium.
Good evening, council. It is the recommendation of the Planning Commission to rezone, for rezoning for 195 Hamer from a state residential to special district. Christie, do I list them all?
Yes, go ahead.
A recommendation to permit the use of the property located at 8152 Highway 431 for industrial light business for American Butchery, and a recommendation to allow a dog grooming pet sitter business at 238 Deer Track Circle. Thank you, council.
Thank you.
Mayor, we do have representatives. Is anyone here representing 195 Hamer Road, that's with the property? No. We do have a representative here for 8152 Highway 431 South. Would either one of you like to address the council?
Yeah, just real quickly, I think.
This is Russ Roberts.
Yeah.
He's the engineer on the project.
Yeah, Russ Roberts with Bridgman Engineering, civil engineer for this project. I think there was a question at the last planning commission regarding what kind of the front facade of the building would look like. So I've got a couple of renderings here that I can show the council and display.
Here, I'll help you.
So this is what we'll be facing, Highway 31. 431, I'm sorry. And the main entrance to the building will be here on this far side right here. So that'll be where our turnout is. And we'll have a drive lane that'll actually loop the entire building there. But this will be what you see. Like I said, this is gonna be, this entrance coming off of 431 is just primarily for cars and passenger vehicles. Trucks and trailer entrance will be off, backside, which will be off a separate turnout coming off of 431.
Does any council members have any questions or comments for Mr. Roberts?
I do.
Okay.
I spoke with the owner, Bill Probst, and he satisfactorily answered my concerns. The planning meeting, there was concerns about flooding. He said that was addressed, and I believe you said that as well. Also, about some noise abatement, you know, and when the business operations would be. And so, considering residents nearby. As well as the humane processing of cattle, he addressed that with me. And a concern I brought up that wasn't brought up by others was just any safety or retention processes or procedures should one of the byproduct vaults or whatever break. And he committed that there would be processes and procedures in place to make sure that doesn't run off. So, those are my comments. Thank you.
Any other council members? Our civil engineer, Jake Roth, is present. Mayor Craig, did you have a couple questions for him?
What about a buffer zone?
So the zoning district requirements do require some landscape buffers for this property that would be along the edges that would screen. As you can see kind of from the rendering there, there's some landscaping included. So that is currently the extent of the zoning requirement for screening, is landscape buffer.
However,
So fences are not specifically addressed for this instance in the zoning regulations for the city of Golden Crossroads. However, I know you guys have heard the concerns from the planning commission about potentially screening or some of those things. It is certainly possible with a permitted use, if you wanted to make a more stringent requirement on the buffer, you could potentially do that and require some kind of screen, whether that's a wall or a fence or a specific landscape buffer that addresses potentially opacity versus just a requirement for X number of trees and shrubs. So you do have some options if that is of desired by the council.
anything else from the council? Okay. Mayor, this is it is an ordinance here, but we'll move on if you would like, or we can go ahead and go to the ordinance. Which way would you like to do it? Okay, and then we'll come back to 195?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't distract us. Thank you. Oh, no, that's not. Yeah, the resolution, I apologize. I misspoke. It happens.
All right, so we've got a resolution number 25-067.
Yes, this resolution approves a conditional use permit for industrial light business at 8152 Highway 431 South for American Butchery.
Motion to adopt.
Yeah.
Motion to adopt resolution number 25-067.
We have a motion for Councilman Baker,
Second.
a second from Councilman Arvidsson. Elizabeth Craig, how do you vote? Aye. Mayor Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Claude Lane, how do you vote?
Yay.
Jennifer Little, how do you vote? Yay. That is all in favor for a conditional use permit for industrial light business at 8152 Highway 431 for American Butchery. So we should go back to the public comments. Laura Balash, are you present? Yes. Did I say that correctly? Yeah. Balish, I apologize. So if you'll state your name, your address, or at least generally where you live. And remember, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, City Council members. My name is Laura Balich, and I live in the Richmond community, 2,400 feet from 195 Hamer Road. My family and I love living here. We love the community, our Bible-honoring, Jesus-worshiping church, and a city council who listens to residents. That was rare where I came from. During the October 20th Planning Commission meeting, I quoted the Alabama League of Municipalities' recommendation for rezoning. The league advised, the exercise of the power to zone territory should be zealously guarded to protect the whole municipality rather than certain property owners. The worry about the landowners recouping their investment must not come at the risk of the rest of the municipality. At the February City Council meeting, many residents, including me, expressed the deep concern that rezoning 195 Hamer Road would open the door to something hazardous. Last time I was able to give you specific research on the devastating effects battery recycling plants and battery storage warehouses had on local communities, especially when fires broke out and could not be extinguished. Unfortunately today, I cannot give you specific research because there are no current leases or applications received for this property. However, the plans for the buildings are the exact same plans as the battery plants. And I'm very concerned about that because rezoning to accommodate such plans may open the door to businesses like the potential AI server company that would put our soil, air quality, and water supply at risk. There is too much unknown here. Please do not rezone this property to special district. Zealously guard and protect the whole municipality. Wait to rezone until there is a specific, safe plan for 195 Hamer Road. Require that the operation of that business pose no health risk to residents. Allow no stored hazardous material to be present in the operation or result from the operation of that business. Please remember this is a residential area, and we acquired our properties under the assumption that you would protect this area and keep it safe from hazards. To do otherwise at this time would constitute a breach of the public trust, resulting in danger to residents and a loss of property values for the general public. According to Valley MLS, the value of the properties in my development alone amounts to at least $28 million. I ask that you please protect the public interest by not rezoning this property. I am praying for your wisdom as you zealously guard our whole community. Thank you for your time.
Next, we have Allison Callahan. Allison, if you'll state your general area of residence and remember you have 3 minutes.
My name is Allison Callahan. I live approximately a mile and a quarter away from 195 Hamer Road. I lived here for 10 years and in the area my entire life. Some of my fondest memories are showing my pony at the New Hope Saddle Club. It was an easy choice to move here 10 years ago. There are all the joys of the small town life of knowing your neighbors and having community while also having access to the cities around us. In the past 10 years, Owens Crossroads has increased by almost 70% to reach nearly 3,000 residents, 25% of those being children. People want to live here and they want to start families here. So why would the city want to put those residents' lives, health, and homes at risk while also deterring the future growth of the town by considering the idea of rezoning for a company that has repeatedly shown who they are and what their intentions will be for the land once they've knocked down the only safety wall we have, preventing them from building something detrimental to the residents. Also, from my understanding, the current owners of this land do not live here, nor do they live in any radius to experience the effects of what they build. Raising the question, would the owners want to live near any of the options they've considered, such as the previously discussed EV battery recycling plant or the artificial intelligence server farm their representative mentioned during the last planning commission meeting? Would the business owners put their home values and the health and safety of their families at risk for the money they hope to make, or just everybody else's? I'd also like to note the representative of the owners mentioned the land was only suitable for industrial use based on testing that was completed years ago. To my understanding, there's no current testing and data that supports that statement. I also believe it's a ridiculous statement to make considering the extremely close proximity to family dwellings on Hamer itself, as well as the neighborhood less than half a mile up the road. It's also a leap of mental gymnastics to consider land only suitable for those purposes when it has many other purposes, such as agricultural, but those purposes don't serve the current owner. And one of my biggest concerns is in the recent planning commission meeting, members were worried about the business owners losing money on the investment. In my opinion, that idea should not be anywhere in the mindset. The fact that it was, or that it is, brings forth the question in who our governing bodies stand to serve. The city's leaders' primary duty and moral obligation is to guard the well-being of the entirety of the municipality they serve, not protecting the profits of a singular business. So I'd like to ask you to please guard the residents you serve and not to rezone 195 Hamer Road.
Motion to consider. Yeah. So in the ordinance, we have specific, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So in the ordinance that's been worded for the rezoning approval, if they were to vote to rezone, it states that 195 Hamer Road would be rezoned from estate residential to special district, subject to all applicable zoning regulations, developmental standards, and the following conditions of approval, which has been added. Any business utilizing the warehouse or storage facilities being built must purchase a business license after approval of items being stored. The item being stored will have to be told first, then they can purchase a business license to use it. No EV batteries nor any other questionable materials will be permitted to be manufactured or stored at this property. And I just brought to Mayor's attention that they can also add as a condition that nothing that would be a hazard to anyone's health could be performed, stored, or manufactured, whatever the right wording would be there.
We can put that wording in.
Does any council members have any questions or comments about ordinance number 25-020 based on the recommendation from the Planning Commission to rezone property located at 195 Hamer Road from estate residential to special district?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
This is my first city council meeting attending as a councilman, not only a resident. So please pardon any missteps. And the way I view it is in service to our city's residents, commercial businesses, investors, farmers, and the like. My focus is on safety and responsible community and business growth. That doesn't surpass our infrastructure. Stay true to the roots of Owens Crossroads as a family and agricultural city. Our symbol behind us shows we are an agricultural city. In preparation to make my vote on this matter, I spent a few days reviewing prior council meetings, videos and minutes, as well as the February meeting. And I've had discussions with our hardworking clerks and other council members. I've heard the concerns of my fellow residents, both council meeting videos and in person, and at council and planning meetings. As concerns continue to be raised, last week I actually suggested to Mayor Craig the inclusion of the conditions of approval that were read by, I hope I get this right, Madam Clerk Eason. All right. To the ordinance that disallow manufacture, storage, assembly, disassembly of batteries or similar bill of materials. Mayor Craig actually immediately contacted our attorneys with a suggestion, and as read, you'll notice that it has been included in there. I wanted to make a remark also with regard to AI farm. My experience actually is in data center design and build, worked in AI farms, and I also have commercial business experience. My assessment is that's a non-starter. That won't happen. The reason for that is of the 25 acres that's shown on the plot map, approximately 20 acres are usable considering the water table at the rear and the easements. Given 1 square foot of data center server equipment served requires 4 square feet of supporting infrastructure. So that's electrical distribution, generators, HVAC and the like. That leaves less than 4 acres for data center server equipment, which is totally inadequate. You it's not reasonable to use that space for that. An example would be the Meta Tony AI facility, which has about 500 acres, which is still not enough for them, and they're going to 700 acres. So that's my comment.
Any other council members have any comments or concerns? Mayor Crick?
Can I get a motion to consider ordinance number 25-020?
Can I ask you a question?
You're supposed to sign up before,
Well,
you should have signed up by Friday at
Signed
noon.
up this
But
way.
when did you, how did you notify people? I was told it by Facebook, and I don't have a Facebook, so.
It's just, you should have called City Hall to ask,
Well-
I mean.
We're good. Good. All right, so I got a motion. Do I have a motion to consider ordinance number 25-020?
Motion to consider ordinance 25-020.
All right, I got a motion to consider from Councilman Lane, Councilman Baker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Lane. All in favor?
That's okay.
Roll call vote. or
Yeah, roll call
recommendation?
vote, yes. Dan Arbison, how do you vote for consideration?
Yay.
Elizabeth Craig, how do you vote for consideration? Nay. Scott Baker motioned. Mayor Craig, how do you vote for consideration? Claude Lane voted second on that, and Jennifer Little, how do you vote for? And Jennifer Little.
Excuse me, can I please make a statement? And this is a public meeting, so I should be able to do this. Why does this need to be special zoning? Why can't we just say it's commercial?
Special
Everything that
because
you have-
they have to come to us to get permission to put whatever it is they're gonna store in there, okay?
Well, you said at the last meeting that you wouldn't put that in writing, so you could.
It's in writing, it says special, so that's what it means.
Okay, well, that also means that an EV plant can go back in there.
No, it doesn't.
No.
The conditions of approval state, no EV batteries nor any other question materials would be permitted to be manufactured or stored at this property.
All right,
As long
so
as that's on record.
we'll have to vote on this next council meeting.
Right, it was not unanimous, therefore the consideration, you can't vote to pass
Right.
tonight.
Okay.
On that, I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's
Sorry,
not-
if you stand up and interrupt again, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I was just gonna
Please have a
apologize.
seat. Please have a seat.
I'll just leave. How about that?
Okay.
That is ridiculous. You want to give
Sir.
a man a chance to
Sir,
speak.
I'm not gonna ask you either, okay? You can sit here and be quiet and listen and be respectful. You can follow the rules or you can leave,
Well, how could I follow the rules if I didn't know I had to sign it?
okay? Well, there's Facebook, they're in
I
the
don't have
boxes,
Facebook.
they're in the
You
boxes, they're
expect everybody
posted.
to have a.
Sir, I'm not here to argue with you, okay?
I'm not trying to
Okay.
argue.
All right, well, how about being quiet, This is over with. okay? Okay, this is over with, okay? You need to have
Can
a
you
seat,
continue to tell me my ways of knowing?
sir.
Yes,
I
you
asked
can
you
know
how-
by the city boxes.
There are city boxes that are located around the city that have been located in the same place for 20-something years.
Okay, well, I just moved here, how would I know that?
Or you would call it fair and ask.
The city has a
How would I
website
call-
The
also.
city has a website.
How would I know to call if,
You could call and ask how you can
That's how
speak
you
or
would
address
do
the
it.
well,
council.
I'm in a public meeting?
This is a public meeting,
So I
but
have to
you
public,
have to be on the agenda to be able to speak.
so then it's not public.
Well, yes, it is.
Yes, it's public because it's open for,
And by the way, I was just saying, I was gonna apologize, I didn't understand how the rules work, I thought it was going past.
Okay.
I am sorry to say that, that's all I was saying, and that's all I was gonna say.
Thank you for
Well, right now, it's been an interruption, and we're trying to continue on with the meeting.
Okay, and I'm,
You can either have a seat or you can leave, okay? Last time,
so I'm leaving,
okay?
I just wanna let them know.
Okay, they understand.
All right.
the final recommendation by the planning commission was for resolution number 25-068, A resolution to allow a dog grooming pet sitter business at 232 Deer Track Circle. Is there any comments or questions by the council on that? All right, Mayor Craig.
Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 25-068?
Motion to adopt resolution number 25-068.
All right, got a motion by Councilwoman Little. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Baker.
All right, roll call vote. Daniel Arvidson, how do you vote?
Yay.
Elizabeth Craig, how do you vote? Yay. Scott Baker, second, so he's a yay. Mayor Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Claude Lang, how do you vote?
Yay.
And Jennifer Little was the motion. So that passed, and that will be permitted. Here. So you'll need to get with Ms. Carpenter to get all your stuff, and maybe Ms. Martin as well. Congratulations. All right.
All right, next on the agenda.
Resolution number 25-058 is to appoint the city attorneys and accept the proposed annual contract agreement. That agreement was sent out to all the council members to review prior to tonight's meeting.
All right, can I get a motion to
Well,
adopt?
Is there any questions
Any
about that?
questions or comments? No? None, so can I get a motion to adopt resolution number 25-058?
Make a motion to adopt resolution number 25-058.
All right, I got a motion to adopt from Councilman Lang. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilwoman Little.
Dan Arvidson, how do you vote?
Yay.
Elizabeth Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Scott Baker, how do you vote?
Yay.
Mayor Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Claude and Jennifer both motioned in seconds, so that passed unanimously. Resolution 25-059 is ratifying the use of current depositories. Those depositories are Cadence Bank and Bank Independent. Any questions or comments on that? Okay.
Motion to adopt resolution 25-059.
All right, got a motion to adopt from Councilman Baker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Lang or Councilman Arvidson.
Okay, we got a yes from Dan. Elizabeth, how do you vote?
Yay.
Sorry, Councilman Craig. Councilwoman Craig. Yay.
Yay.
Scott Baker voted yay. Mayor Craig?
Yay.
Councilman Lang voted yay. Councilwoman Little, how do you vote?
Yay.
Okay, that passed. Resolution 25-060 is approving bank account policies and procedures which were emailed to each of you to review.
Any questions or comments on those? All right. Can I get a motion to adopt resolution number 25-060?
Make a motion to adopt resolution 25-060.
I got a motion from Councilman Lang. Do I have a second? Second. Second from Councilman Baker.
Councilman Arvidson, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilwoman Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Mayor Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilwoman Little, how do you vote? Yay. Okay, that one passed. Resolution 25-061 is engagement of accounting firm for auditing purposes. They're a Wade CPA firm out of Decatur. They've been engaged with us for probably 20 years. Is that correct, Mayor? Okay. Any questions or concerns about that? Okay. Mayor?
Can I get a motion to adopt resolution 25-061?
Motion to adopt resolution number 25-061.
All right, got a motion from Councilwoman Little. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Lang and Councilwoman Craig.
Councilman Arvidson, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilman Baker, how do you vote?
Yay.
Mayor Craig, how do you
Yay.
vote? Yay. All right, that one passed. Resolution number 25-062 is adopting a policy for public participation during city council and other board and committee meetings of Owens Crossroads government. I believe our city attorney, Tom Jarvin, would like to speak on that before any questions or comments.
So, and this is kind of to address the gentleman that was here a few minutes ago. This is kind of the framework for how we run meetings here, and essentially, we've got a new council that's just been sworn in, so we're kind of redoing that, but it kind of sets out the procedure and what's required. We want to have open meetings, we want people to be able to be heard, and this is, pretty uniform across the state about how these are run, and just kind of, we like I said, we want to be, an open community, let people, if they want to come voice their opinions, to be able to do that. But we also have, procedures in place for doing so. And so that's kind of what all this this resolution kind of sets out, how the meetings run.
Council members, do you all have any questions or concerns about this particular resolution?
All right, can I get a motion to adopt resolution 25-062?
Motion to adopt.
Got a motion to adopt from Councilman Arvidsson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilwoman Little.
Okay. Councilwoman Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilman Baker, how do you vote?
Yay.
Mayor Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilman Lang, how do you vote?
Okay.
Okay, that one passed. And I will say, in addition to that, there is a form to fill out that's due to me or our office by noon on Friday prior to a meeting. So
And that form's on the website, right?
it's on the website, it's posted on the Facebook every 2 weeks, and you can pick it up at City Hall, or we can email it to you as well. Resolution number 25-063 is approving an agreement for managed IT services with Lightwire Solutions. If I may speak on that. Management kind of changed around at Lightwire Solutions. We've been using them for at least 4 years. Is that correct? And the resettlement of management there has restructured our agreement, and it's saving us over $800 a month, which is phenomenal. And he's also working with us to kind of streamline some things that had gotten a little loosey-goosey, I guess, maybe. I don't know, maybe just a little out of sorts. So we're streamlining some things, still being just as secure, if not even more secure, but we're saving over $800 a month. And I think that's phenomenal. But that's all I wanted to say on that. Any questions or concerns from the rest of the council?
Motion to adopt resolution 25-063.
I got a motion to adopt from Councilman Lang.
Baker.
Baker, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Hunter.
Councilman Arvidsson, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilwoman Craig, how do you vote? Yay. Mayor Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilwoman Little, how do you vote? Yay. Okay, that was unanimously. Passed. And finally, we have a resolution 25-066 approving a contract with RGS Civil Design for engineering services for the city of Owens Crossroads for year 2026, which is Jake Roth, who's present. Jake, you've been serving in that capacity for 3 years?
That's correct.
3 years. Okay. Any questions or concerns from the council? Anyone? Okay. Mayor?
All right, can I get a motion to adopt resolution number 25-066?
Motion to adopt resolution number 25-066.
All right, I have a motion to adopt from Councilwoman Little. Do I have a second? Second from Councilwoman Craig.
Councilman Arvidsson, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilman Baker, how do you vote?
Yay.
Mayor Craig, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilman Lang, how do you vote?
Yay.
Okay, that's unanimous. Mayor, that would conclude any,
That's it, right?
yes,
Can I
sir.
get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
You got a motion from Councilman Lane to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second? Second from Councilwoman Craig.
Councilman Arvidsson, how do you vote?
Yay.
Councilman Baker,
Yay.
Mayor Craig,
Yay.
and Councilwoman Little. Yay. Thank you. That's
Thank
it,
you all
Mayor.
for coming.
Thank you, folks.
Oh, I'm just happy. I didn't want to fight anybody up there. Thank you.